Well, we got some big storylines in the NFL, but before we talk about that, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, Ride the Line. We're talking about all the NFL news, the updates every single week. So make sure you guys don't miss out on a video. And also check out WSN.com as we get into the draft and free agency. There will be more and more NFL content going up on WSN.com. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Grant, we had some big storylines happening in the NFL yesterday. We've had some big storylines, over the past few weeks, obviously. But Josh Allen finally has a number one wide receiver, and his name is DJ Moore. The Bills and the Bears put a trade together, sending DJ Moore to Buffalo. Now, we haven't got the return package yet. It seems like it's going to be, mid-round picks.
We do have it.
We do have it. Okay.
Yes.
We can't finalize it till
overpaid pretty bad.
We can't finalize it till the official start of the NFL year. But it was supposed to be mid-round compensatory picks. So what we got, Grant?
It was a second-round pick.
Just one second?
I think they gave a second for DJ Moore and a fifth, if I'm getting that right.
See, I saw that floated on Twitter yesterday too. I just didn't see it from a verified source. I saw it was a second standalone, then I saw a second and a fifth, but I didn't see like Schefter or anybody tweet it out.
Yeah, that's the package.
Second and a fifth. So DJ Moore doesn't strike me as a number one wide receiver that's going to go out and win you games. DJ Moore is very, very good. But honestly, Josh Allen with DJ Moore could be dangerous because Josh Allen was dangerous with Khalil Shakir and, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So you can take Josh Allen and give him a little bit of help. It's going to elevate him that much more. But DJ Moore is probably not the guy that takes you to the next level if you're the Buffalo Bills.
I absolutely hate this trade. It's more and more garbage in the sense of not calling DJ Moore garbage, but garbage in the sense of the front office doing a garbage job. If we're, and I'm not a Bills fan, so when I say we, I don't literally mean we, but if we're going to go get Amari Cooper and we're going to do all these things and we're going to draft Keon Coleman and now we're going to trade for DJ Moore, why not stop spending so many of our resources on guys who are not ultimately what we want? Let's just go get the dude. Let's overpay. Think about it this way. The Eagles, and I'm not saying A.J. Brown is the guy, but let's just imagine this. The Eagles want a first and a second for A.J. Brown. All right, that's an overpay, but whatever. The Bills do it. I would rather do that than draft Keon Coleman in the first round, or the second round, wherever he was. I think he was in the first round. Give him a few years, realize it doesn't work, sign Amari Cooper off the scrap heap, realize that we can't bring him back because he's not that good anymore. Trade a second for DJ Moore to get a fifth back. Let's stop wasting years. Let's stop wasting multiple assets. Let's stop paying multiple people. Let's just go get the guy. This is a DJ Moore who quits on routes, who was in what should be one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL. Even with Caleb Williams being the most inaccurate quarterback there is, a Ben Johnson offense is going to bring the best out of you. Last year, he drops to 682 yards, 6 touchdowns. It's just he did not play well with the Bears for the last couple of years. The intensity level, the desire was very quickly dropping. He's going to be 29 years old when the season starts, and he's not quite at that 30 barrier, but he's not that far away. So what's the long-term runway with him? The only sort of saving grace here is that Joe Brady's the head coach. Joe Brady was DJ Moore's offensive coordinator with the Panthers, where he had 3 straight 1,100-yard seasons. Maybe he knows how to use him, but just if I'm Josh Allen, I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, if you guys are going to get me a receiver, go do it properly. Stop messing about and wasting years of my prime.
So I see it from both sides. I think it's a good trade in the sense of I'm a firm believer and I'd rather get an established veteran than picks. Like picks do not always come out to something. Established veterans do. So like, for example, you talked about A.J. Brown going first and second. Obviously, A.J. Brown's worth a first and a second because most first round picks are not going to turn out to be as good as A.J. Brown. Or as a first and a second going to, maybe, who knows? But, for the most part, A.J. Brown's in an elite class where picks can't necessarily touch where he's going to get to. I think when you look at DJ Moore's production, it went down because of all the talent that the Chicago Bears had. I mean, legitimate tight end play. You had multiple really talented receivers there. Like it went down because of that. He still was like second in the team in targets. I think he was first in touchdowns. So even though the numbers were down, he was just spreading the wealth with a lot of different players. Now you're going to Buffalo where, you're not going to be doing that. Like you are the guy in Buffalo. Josh Allen is going to get you the football plenty. And obviously you have your old offensive coordinator there as your new head coach. So I think it's going to work out for the Bills. Again, the Bills, I agree with you in the sense of they should go get the guy, but anything helps Josh Allen because Josh Allen's one of the best players in football. So if he literally just cuts down his turnovers and has a better wide receiver, because this is a step up massively from just Khalil Shakir being your number one wide receiver, it's going to put you in a situation to succeed. And the age is 29. That kind of scares me. But how long does Josh Allen really have playing at an elite level the way he plays? Like he's not going to be able to play till 40 years old at the way in the style that he plays the game.
So he'll be 30 at the start of next season. I would say I would think comfortably, and he could defy our expectations. Like we've seen people do that. Brady did, Rodgers did, LeBron, Steph, KD, guys defy expectations. I would say Josh Allen comfortably has 3 to 4 more seasons playing this way.
Yeah. You
We're
have
not
to win a
seeing
Super Bowl.
breakdown. He still looks good.
Yeah, you got to win a Super Bowl in the next 3 to 4 seasons. Like if he's playing at 36, yeah, like he may be good, but I don't think anyone's winning a Super Bowl with Josh Allen. Chances are he does not finish his career in Buffalo if he does not win a Super Bowl in the next 3 to 4 seasons.
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Well, I mean, why would you have him at 36, 37 if you still haven't won a Super Bowl?
Because you just haven't replaced him, and it's hard to let go of a guy who's a top 5, top 2 quarterback in the world.
Brady, Rodgers, Stafford.
Brady's was different. Brady's was different.
He should have retired a Patriot, but Brady, Rodgers.
He was run out of the building by his coach. Rodgers, I'll give you.
Rodgers Manning
broke his neck, and they didn't want him back.
I mean, chances are Josh Allen's going to get injured the way he plays. Like there's all these. There's how many great quarterbacks have finished with one team? Kirk Cousins.
We're putting him in the great quarterback.
I mean, he's the 4th most paid quarterback of all time. I mean,
Joe Montana didn't.
I'll tell you what.
Drew Brees didn't.
Lamar is not finishing with the Baltimore Ravens. I'll tell you that right now.
Agreed.
Who else do we got? Mac Jones.
All right, that's enough. With the list is canceled.
Most quarterbacks don't finish with one team still, and you would think that Josh Allen would be one of the guys to potentially do that, but pretty much every great quarterback is not finished with one team. So I can't imagine he just stays there.
I think you're right. I mean, who's a guy who I thought he was going to be there kind of forever is Russell Wilson. I thought he was only going to be a Seahawk. He never really seemed like somebody who was going to go somewhere else. And now he's very quickly bouncing around the league.
Well, these guys too, I think they don't know when to cut it off. And the backup quarterbacks, you're making so much money, I guess it's worth it. But if you're a $30-40 million guy and then you become a $10 million guy to be a backup, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But you got to Russell Wilson he has not diminished what he's done in his career, but I don't remember Russell Wilson being that good of a quarterback because of what has happened since leaving, becoming a backup, going to Denver, sucking in Denver. I don't remember Russell Wilson as a Super Bowl winning quarterback because of how his second part of his career has worked out. Even Jameis Winston, Jameis is he's a hell of an entertainer, right? But him bouncing around all these different stops, it takes away from actually what he did productively in his career at one point.
He was a first pick in the draft, Heisman winner. He was 26-1 in his first 2 years at Florida State.
Yeah. So I'd see Jameis as a goofball who's going to do TV after because of how his career has, changed obviously in the second portion. And again, he's getting the bag, but most of these guys that do these second stints, Kirk Cousins, I mean, he's only won one playoff game, right? But there was a time when Kirk Cousins was still a guy, and now it's just he bounces around. Same thing. Maybe Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco's kind of, I think, elevated his career. Honestly, he's one of those guys who's done a good job elevating it as an older dude.
Yeah, but I mean, Rodgers won and back-to-back MVPs 3 or 4 years ago, and that feels like a lifetime ago.
I don't remember Rodgers being good. I mean, I do obviously, but I don't remember it because of what he's done. Now the fact that Rodgers is probably going to leave Pittsburgh and go somewhere else. I know we're getting a little off topic here, but that just diminishes your career because you're just going to go 9-8, maybe if you're lucky.
Phillip Rivers, him coming back, and it was cool good for him. He gets another 5 years of NFL insurance, which is awesome. He's got 10 kids. You definitely want that. But like Phillip Rivers was looked at as a top 5 and like number 5, but quarterback in the NFL at one point. He was battling Tom Brady, Peyton Manning to go to the Super Bowl. Never ended up getting there, but he was in those conversations every year. And now you think about it, it's like, oh, it's the 44-year-old high school football coach who decided to, go relive the glory days for a little bit in Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, he did a good job though, too. So like, I don't, not like he was a positive storyline where like Rodgers goes to Carolina or not Carolina, say he goes to Arizona. Hey, is that really a positive storyline? Like, I don't know, so that's the thing. I don't think Josh finishes with the Bills if he doesn't get it done in the next few seasons. Like the Bills window is closing very, very quickly. And it feels like they're in the glory days and the good old days. But like, if they do not win soon, because last year was detrimental to them, how it finished, because you didn't have Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. You didn't have Lamar Jackson and you still couldn't get it done.
And the way that their cap is set up right now, they have the second least cap space in the NFL. They're actually 31 million over the cap. So they've got options. They can either cut some people. Keep in mind, they did just trade for DJ Moore, who carries a big contract, and they didn't give anyone up. So they took on a bunch of salary, didn't lose any. So they've got options. They can cut some players, but their team hasn't gotten it done yet. So is that really the right move? Or you can restructure them, which means that, all right, you'll be cap compliant now, but you're going to have to pay that penalty in the next few years. And if you do that, to your point, maybe that is the window. Maybe the window is 2-3 years. That's like, we're screwed with the cap and we don't really have a need for a 33, 34-year-old quarterback right now.
So with that being said, we look at the division right now. I would take the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC East next year. I think the Patriots are going to have a steep decline next season playing that first place schedule. In the AFC, I mean, I don't think anybody's better than the Bills in the AFC either right now, because I don't trust Lamar and the Ravens. I think that marriage is coming to an end. You also got a new coaching staff in there. The Chargers.
Who's calling Lamar out?
Yeah, like again, Lamar seems like Lamar went from like being like loved in Baltimore just being a locker room cancer. So I don't know. It's all since he negotiated his own contract, pretty much.
It's funny too. It seems to flip like every 2 years. Lamar has these 2-year cycles where it's like he's the MVP. This is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. It's like he can't play. He's annoying. People are mad at him. Then he's back. He's winning MVPs again, and now we seem to be back in the downswing.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're gonna get from Lamar, but I will take Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson in the playoffs any day of the week, but I will take Patrick Mahomes over Josh Allen, obviously, pretty much any day of the week too. Then we have the Chargers, who the most overhyped quarterback in NFL history is Justin Herbert.
They did just sign Tyler Biadasz, literally like as we're recording this video. So offensive line's getting better, finally offering Herbert some protection.
And that's good because I'd like to see what he looks like with a legit offensive line, but I don't trust the Chargers. I also don't trust Harbaugh. From what we've seen from him so far in the NFL, this go around. The New England Patriots, they're not going to be good next year. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be better. Like if any team's going to come back next year and bounce back and respond, it is probably going to be the Chiefs if Mahomes is healthy. Looking at what was he was an Achilles, right? Mahomes
ACL.
ACL. So that's tougher to come back from than Achilles, I feel like.
I don't know, because Achilles used to be looked at as the worst one in sports. But Tatum's coming back in 9 months now. They're pretty similar recovery timelines, I feel like, at this point.
So you got to count on him being back at some point. Again, it's the Bills season. Like you have to get it done. But you also have a first-time head coach. So that's going to make it really hard too.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. We haven't talked about Joe Brady at all in any of this.
No, and I mean, I don't know what the role of head coach becomes when you're the play caller and you're the former offensive coordinator. Like it's an easy switch, but also like you're so focused on the offense. What's the defense going to look like?
Yeah. And Buffalo's been a defensive team. They happen to have had Josh Allen.
Yeah, definitely. So who wins the AFC then, Grant? This early?
I'm looking at this list and I want to have some faith in the Chargers, even though they make it difficult on you to do that. I'm with you. The Patriots are regressing. Don't think the Chiefs are going to be good enough. Who really knows if they're even trying to compete? I mean, they traded Trent McDuffie. Maybe they use that to like trade up and draft somebody in the top 5. Who knows? But we got to wait and see. The Broncos, I feel like they're kind of an ever-present threat here because they are a solid team. They back-to-back seasons winning double-digit games, really good defense. They've got a quarterback that they trust. They need more playmakers, though. The Texans don't have anybody to block. The Jags might be a one-hit wonder. The Bengals don't have a defense. The AFC is really bad. That's what I get from this. The AFC is really bad. So I think the odds makers are correct that the Bills and the Chargers are the top two teams. I don't really know who I trust of the two of those.
I'd say the Bengals win the AFC, honestly.
The Bengals, they don't have a defense, Tanner.
You don't need a defense. You got Joe Burrow. You don't need a defense when you score 45 points a game. You're good.
Hasn't really worked for them the last few years.
No, but he's gone to the Super Bowl.
That was the 1 year they had a top 5 defense.
And they also had a terrible offensive line that year.
They did. Their offensive line was horrible.
So I think I would say that the Bills are by far hands down favorite. If they don't win it, you only really have an excuse of losing to the Chargers. If you don't win the AFC East next year, like, you got to question your manhood. Honestly, you got slapped in the face last year. And if you don't bounce back this year and win it you just got to go against the Patriots, who have a brutal schedule, the Dolphins, who will have my guy Quinn Ewers at quarterback, and then the New York Jets. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, the fact that the Bills didn't win the Super Bowl last year, that might have been the kiss of death on this iteration of the Buffalo Bills. This little Josh Allen cycle. Last year was the year it had to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah, some teams are just cursed, though.
Well, I mean, the Bills are the cursed team. They lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
But you're getting a new stadium now. So, like, that does remove the curse a little bit. New stadium, new coach. You're in a good spot. It's still called Highmark Stadium, though, which they shouldn't have done that.
I don't know. I don't mind honoring the past.
It should be like Highmark, you can't call it an arena.
Highmark 2.0.
Highmark Field.
That sounds good.
Highmark Field, yeah. Anyways, that was Ride the Line. Greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. Grant, why don't you take us out of here today?
Guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Ride the Line. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe buttons as well. Also, with March Madness and more fun events on the horizon, check out WSN.com to see what Tanner, myself, and the team are up to, and to get yourself thousands of dollars in promos at the sportsbooks.
That was Ride the Line, greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. We will see you guys next time for another episode.